here's an experiment in ensemble free improvisation that you can do with 2 or 3 people that I highly encourage. I'm going to demonstrate it just by myself, but I'm going to do it with my loop pedals so you can see what it would be like for the two or 3 people. I'm not even sure yet if it's going to be 2 or 3. So the way I'm going to do it is you can do this 2 ways. You can do it with tonality, like say everybody playing this key, or you can do it chromatically. I'm going to do it chromatically because I just like I like chromaticism. I like for us to get out of that feeling when we're in tonality that we're being pulled down, or that we have to play something right. We have to be constrained by the harmony. I just like to be able to think about all the other parameters. So I'm going to make this totally random, atonal or pantonal or non-tonal, however you want to think about it, chromatic. And the parameters I'm going to give each player, which will both or all 3, depending on what it is, will be me. And it's just going to be rhythmic parameters pretty much. So for the bass part, I'm just going to have the bass do quarter notes. And then I'm going to have the other player do a combination of half notes or longer. And that's it. And I might let the other player do half notes or longer and rests. And then if the third player comes in, there might be parameters for them, for me, for that. And then if that happens, I'll decide on the fly, and I'll tell you what I thought about when it was done. So stick around. So this first loop, so for it to feel really organic, the loop has to be longer. So I'm going to let the first loop go. But even the first loop by itself could be interesting anyway. Like usually when I do loops, we tend to think we don't want to bore people with setting up loops, right? And that can be when I do like 90-minute solo shows. Obviously, I really try to change it up and not just have it always be setting up with the loop. In fact, sometimes I play without the loop just for the variety. But in this case, let's just, we can take the opportunity to think about the integrity of that solo improvisation, whether it's a loop setup or not. It's just a line. So make sure I got my sound here. Let's see how this experiment goes. Now remember, the first player is just going to be constrained to doing quarter notes. And maybe I'll even just occasionally throw in a rest just to make it interesting. The second player is going to have to play half notes or longer. And then if there's a third player, I'll figure out what that's going to be. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to figure that out on the fly. And we're just going to see what happens out of it. Hopefully the result is going to be that there's still going to be some interesting music that happens, even though the harmony is pretty much totally random. Because I guarantee you, I don't know what I'm going to play this first time, and it's going to be so random, there's no way I'm going to be able to remember it. So let's see. Let me think what my tempo is going to be. Dum, 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 something like that, Cool. So the third part that I played, the best way to describe what I thought about that as it came up was I thought I'll just play a very short idea with fast rhythmic values and then with a lot of space between the ideas most of the time, although I couldn't resist a couple times. And so if there were three of you, that would be an example of how you could do a non-tonal improvisation. And then you try to make music within that. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment and tell me if you think, is this totally ridiculous, or if you get it. Did I explain it well? Did you like the music that came out of the exercise of this random improvisation? Or were you confused by it? Or did you think that there was something missing about the music? Or because a lot of people have this thought that like, oh, okay, it's an exercise, but you can't really make music that way. I'm curious what you thought. Leave a comment and let me know. And subscribe if you haven't.